Hi and welcome to my channel Just the Analyst. It's time for some Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2024 reviews. And today we are talking about one of the founders of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, and it's Cyprus. Under founders, I just mean that the country was taking part from the very first edition, and basically since 2003 till 2009, they were taking part each and every year without any exception, and they even hosted the contest in 2008, which I think was a great show because they introduced this kind of pools, so a bit like what Denmark then later did in their show in Copenhagen 2014. So that competition in Limassol has a really warm place in my heart. I remember watching it as a kid, really enjoying the show. So for me, Cyprus is definitely one of the countries I associate with the Junior Eurovision. And it's really a pity that in the last 7 years, their only participation was basically 7 years ago in the year 2017 with I Wanna Be a Star. The best Cypriot result in the contest was, however, in 2004 by Mario Stoffi with Onira. And still, I think many of you will agree that the best Cypriot entry for the Junior Eurovision was in 2014 by Sofia Pissarides. I really think that this very energetic performance was very much underrated. She finished just 9th, and I think the song was just so current, so modern, you know, a bit like Euphoria influenced. Sofia just gave all herself on stage. It was such a powerhouse, and I think she definitely deserved a better result. But talking about Sofia Pissarides, she wrote the entry for Cyprus in the Junior Eurovision 2024, which is called Crystal Waters, and which will be performed by 11 years old Maria Pissarides, who actually lives in London and studies there. So if the song has really some text in English, I'm pretty sure it will sound just like from a native speaker. Now let's talk about the lyrics of this song titled Crystal Waters. So now you see the text of the song on your screen. What it tells us about is a sort of teenage love, maybe teenage love during like summer holiday season, because Maria is singing that she and this person to whom the song is addressed will be discovering beaches with golden sands, will be building castles and palaces, and the memories and songs, everything will be blossoming. So she's just generally singing a sort of love ballad about sand, sun, water, so this kind of summer vibe. I think it's a very cute and silly message, also playing a little bit with, you know, what the highlights of Cyprus basically are for so many people from abroad. So it's a great message. I enjoy it. You know, I definitely expect kind of a pop song based on this text. I think the more thought was invested into the composition of the melody itself. So without further talking, let's get into the first listen. Let's go. Well, it's definitely a summer bop. It definitely sounds like something we would expect from Cyprus. This was kind of unexpected twist. A very long dance break.
Sun in the skies burning bright.
Okay, what a lovely entry. It's definitely right down my alley, a perfect summer bop. I think Maria has delivered it well. I can't say how her live vocal obviously will be. We also haven't seen, unfortunately, the dance routine, which definitely has to be there. So the result might also heavily depend on how this will be implemented. But it's just generally a very cleverly designed song. I really love this guitar touch in the chorus. It definitely gives the summer vibe. So I hope she will bring the summer energy on stage, and then people will, get back with their memories to the last summer, because the next summer is not so close. And with this lovely memories, we'll just take their phones and vote for Maria. But now let's get into the second listen, and I will pause the song a couple of times to give you my comments about some particular parts of it. I really love the beginning of this music video. In general, first, this kind of mysterious, watery background looks kind of cool, and then this guitar start right on my alley. This I really love. By the way, this Salt Lake, I have been there. When I have visited Cyprus, I've been there. I was staying for like a week in Larnaca, working from there remotely, and I definitely remember this place. And you can also see the city in the background. This should be Larnaca. I don't think they have like another Salt Lake. Very, very cool place, especially for watching sunsets. So if you're visiting Cyprus, don't miss it out. The song is obviously going very, very heavily for the televoters. It's definitely not something the juries will stand behind. Also, Maria's vocals are not necessarily the strongest. She's not really showing what she's capable of. So I think this song is just, for bringing good vibe, good mood. It's definitely not fighting for like top 3 or even top 5 places. But I really hope that the televoters will stand behind this, even if Cyprus is a sort of new country in Junior Eurovision, which doesn't have a huge fan base yet. The short pre-chorus I really liked, with this background vocal, repeating this fire, fire. This part sounds really, really excellent. It gives me some, Egypt vibe or something like, Pharaoh movie or something like this. But this is definitely what the European public would expect from a country like Cyprus. They want to feel this Eastern, the Southern vibe. And this is all what Maria is definitely given in this one. I am so curious what will happen in this dance break. By this time, it becomes a little bit repetitive in the choruses. Definitely a very good entry from Cyprus, exactly what I want to get from Cyprus in the Eurovision. Huge thanks to the Cypriot delegation, Sophia, for writing the song, and also, of course, to the performer. Of course, there is not too much to discuss with regards to the Cypriot history in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in the last 7 years. So you can see on your screen that they took part only one time, 7 years ago in the year 2017, when they finished, unfortunately, last, 16th, which also puts them, of course, on the last place in this 7 years average. In the 3 years average, they don't have a score. But if we take a look closer at their online voting and the jury voting results, then you can see that Cyprus back then in 2017 scored just 2.6% of the maximum possible jury score that year, which of course puts them on the dead last place in comparison to all other countries in the last 7 years. But in the online voting, they actually managed to be second to last, with almost 13% of the voters voting for Cyprus that year. And with this 13% average score, they're actually ranked 14th out of the 16 countries who take part this year and who took part in the last 7 years. But now let's take a quick look at the Eurovision scoreboard to see how well the fans are ranking this one. And I already remember from the previous reaction I was recording that Cyprus was actually quite high. Indeed, Cyprus is on place 4, so quite with a gap above France, but also, missing almost 1,500 points to the 3rd place to Estonia. Well, it's easily explainable, it's a nice pop entry performed by a female vocalist, so kind of right down the alley of the Eurovision fans. Me, myself, I also really enjoyed this one. I would also probably rank it similarly by the end of all these reactions. But if we talk about the chances in the actual contest, I definitely don't see Cyprus finishing 4th. I think they will be lucky if they finish somewhere around place 10, if they get some good support from the televoters, because jury will absolutely destroy it. They will absolutely crash the chances of this entry. And the jury, of course, in the Junior Eurovision, is the force, is the power which is deciding the winner. Of course, we don't know what kind of stage Cyprus can bring or cannot bring. Their last participation was almost a decade ago, so we don't really know what kind of budget they have for this edition. Having Sofia in their pocket is definitely a big asset, because Sofia has this experience of performing at the Junior Eurovision. She was back then so charismatic, even being alone on stage, she filled up the whole stage completely. So I really hope she gives her experience and her expertise to Maria so that she also can do really, really well on the Eurovision stage. I really hope she will get some dancers, because this kind of pop you just can't perform alone. This will feel so empty on stage. And we definitely need to get a very impressive dancing routine in that bridge towards the last chorus, otherwise it will feel so empty. What did you think about this one? Is it something what you expect from Cyprus, or are you sick and tired of the summer pops and you want Cyprus to finally send us something unique and different? Please let me know down below in the comments, and definitely tell me what do you think the chances of Cyprus are this year at the competition. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye bye.